has been a moment. And let me tell you, the past few weeks have been a really intense time for me. So, as a whole, I'm in this season, this emotional season of slow, steady progress, building towards the direction I want to go. But in my particular chart, I've had a huge amount of stuff happening in Aries. I mean, all of us have had a lot of stuff happening in Aries, but Aries is my first house. Aries is my rising sign. Aries is how the world meets me. And it's all around my identity. And it works really closely with what has been happening for me, writing my book, etc. But I wanted to share with you that in the Thriving Through Connection membership, we have started a journey. And this journey started with the pause. Now, everything starts with the pause because that is where we find awareness for ourselves. When we have a moment to connect with the breath, to connect to our knowing, to connect to all of the wisdom that's within, that's when we really get our answers, right? And I didn't anticipate taking a sabbatical last year. It was definitely not on my radar. But the current season of life that I am in, dictated by my chart, is a stage of life where I am being invited to slow down, still be consistent and productive, but not in the same intense, driven, push way that I was in the previous season. When I went away in September of 2024, I learned about my progressed moon. It is one of the key indicators in your chart of the moment, not your natal chart, but the chart of the moment, to show you the stage of life, the emotional flavor and seasoning of, not seasoning, but just season of where you are in this moment. And it is profound in the way that it shapes your life. So again, didn't expect a sabbatical. Probably should have been more cognizant going into this tourist season that I'm in that potentially was going to come up for me, but I didn't until I was in it. And now, as I continue in this space, because we're in these seasons for 29 months. Okay. So I'm kind of halfway through this season of life, not quite halfway, but gosh, actually more than that. But depending on where you are is going to shape the way that you're experiencing life at the moment. And I was sitting with a client slash friend recently, and she was telling me about how she has just started writing a book. She's creating the structure and the framework, and she knows what she wants to say. And I remember her saying to me years ago that she thought she might want to write a book. And more recently, she's been going deep in study in another area of life. And I didn't know this was on her radar. And I was like, let's just have a quick peek at what's happening for you. And sure enough, she has just progressed into Gemini. Gemini is the communicator. Gemini wants to be heard. It wants to get their information out. And it's for her and the house that is supporting her in the theme of her book. It's really phenomenal the way it all stacks up. And I'm so excited because I've actually just finished the first draft of my book. And, it's been a slow, steady pace over the past few months, particularly the past few weeks, to get to the point where I feel like it's ready and I'm ready to take it out to the world. And interestingly, the next phase that I'm moving into is my Gemini, where I will be speaking more, where I will be getting my thoughts, my wisdom out to the world more, where I'm going to be using my podcast more and Substack for this. So what season of life are you in? Now, I'm going to invite you to come on a journey with me. We are doing a 4-part Permission to Be workshop series. You can either join for all 4, or you can just join for one if one is of interest to you. The first one is our current season of life. What's the emotional season that you are in? How do you understand that? And then I'm going to show you some tips and tricks of how I use AI to support myself and to support my clients if I want to get more granular about some things for them and give them some suggestions and points for jumping off. So if you haven't ever gotten into AI or you don't really use it in any really powerful way, it can be an incredible tool that supports you to know yourself so much better. But you have to have the right information that you're putting in. So, knowing your season of life can be a great starting point. The blueprint and everything about it adds to that. So, I'm going to be helping to unpack your blueprint over the following weeks. We'll be looking at permission to be through the lens of your energetic design and how to understand your unique energy, how to make the best decisions for yourself, how to know when you're in alignment and when you're not, so that you can make course corrections sooner than later. And then in the third week, we are going to be looking at your permission to be through the lens of your inherent archetype of who you are. And that is a strong mix of three key factors: your sun, your moon, and your rising. That's your ego and personality, your inner emotions and your inner world, and then how your soul is looking to be expressed. And then our final week, we are going to go more deeply into your life's work, your core challenge in this lifetime, what's going to keep you most vibrant and radiant, and what your purpose is. I'm really excited to go on this journey with you. The Permission to Be workshop series is going to be $399 for the entirety of that. And it includes your soul's unique blueprint, which is a 100+ page comprehensive report that goes into all of these frameworks. If you already have that, or you don't want to or can't commit to all 4 weeks, then you can choose to come into just one of those workshops. Each individual workshop is $129 USD, and it includes a document that supports that particular workshop. So I would love to have you there. Come join me. It starts on June 17th. That's US time, June 18th, Australian time. For us here in Australia, it's at noon. For those of you in the US, it is 8 p.m. East Coast, 5 p.m. West Coast. It will continue on each week. Each of the weeks go for an hour and a half within the series. It's going to be a fantastic journey together. I hope to see you there.